Costs of renting a home. Compared to purchasing a home, renting has very few initial expenses, but there are still some things to prepare for when renting a home. Security deposit. This is money given to the landlord to help protect him or her from damage to the property, late payment or no payment, broken rental agreements, and miscellaneous expenses. Often, this is the same as a single month's rent. Many states have limits as to the amount that can be charged for a security deposit. First month's rent. This will be required before moving in. If the house or apartment is rented in the middle of the month, some landlords are willing to prorate. Also, be prepared to pay the last month's rent also, as many landlords and rental agencies require both first and last month's rent to be paid up front. Deposits. These are securities in addition to the security deposit and most commonly associated with pets. Deposits for a dog or cat can range from $100 to $500, but are almost always a one-time fee, though often non-refundable. Moving costs. You'll have moving costs whether you rent or buy, so remember to factor the cost of moving into the equation. Even if you do the labor and can use your own truck or get friends to help, there are expenses involved in moving. In addition to these upfront costs, there may be monthly costs involved as well, such as storage facility fees. Monthly rent. This may seem self-explanatory, but when you sign a new lease, expect the rent to go up in the future. If there's no lease, then it's possible the rent can increase over time, sometimes without warning. Pet rent. Instead of a pet deposit mentioned above, some landlords prefer to charge pet rent, a monthly increase in the rent to compensate for any destructive nature of the animal. This can range from $10 to $50 per month per pet. Renter's insurance. Some landlords require this, but it's the exception to the rule. Having renter's insurance protects your possessions against theft, fire, and flood. Renter's insurance is generally very inexpensive and is, therefore, a highly recommended investment. Some landlords will include one or more utility payments with the rent. Some do not. Some rentals will have amenities such as laundry rooms or gyms. Some do not. Keep this in mind when you factor your costs. If you have to go to a laundromat, factor in the cost of that once per week, including the time spent there, as your time has value too. If you go to a gym, factor in not only your gym membership fees, but the time spent in driving to and from the gym.